we don't need roads.
Good to see you guys. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing so well. Love you guys. Seriously, thank you for taking the time. I know you have a busy day, and I got 1,000 questions for you, so I'm going to jump right in.
Okay.
One of my sort of questions that I took away from this movie is, what would it be like if you accidentally kind of found yourself in a relationship with a literal monster? So thinking about all of the great movie monsters in pop culture, which one would you be most curious to see? What would it be like to date and be in a relationship with?
I kind of would be interested to meet and like not necessarily date, but like Frankenstein. This idea that like it's all these different people kind of put together. I'm like, how would that be? Like, I'd like to think that that would be a really interesting person to have a conversation with.
What, Frankenstein's monster or Frankenstein?
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster.
Huh. You want to date Frankenstein's monster?
Well, not necessarily date him, but like just have a conversation, ask questions.
Does he talk? No.
He might. I don't know.
Right now, it's like Sony's behind the scenes writing all this down, going like, this all sounds good.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I'd love to sort of just like observe.
I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like day to day, like
yeah.
what do you do? Like, does the arm that you have like influence like the person's sort of soul? Like, is it in you?
Cool.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a mishmash of people.
I love that.
How would that play out?
What would it be? I think I'd like to go with some kind of witch. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
That'd
cool.
be fun. Go on the broomstick, get him to like.
Could be very romantic. It's like Aladdin, but just on a broomstick.
Kinda, yeah.
I'm feeling the romance for sure. So, yeah. Natalie, speaking of pop culture, there's a very quick moment in the movie where your character is wearing an Outlander t-shirt, which means that she's clearly a fan of television. She's up to date on the latest TV shows and pop culture. What do you think she thinks of the popular television program Game of Thrones?
Oh, I think she's into it.
Massive fan.
Character in it.
Missandei of Narth, obviously. No, I don't know. Probably Daenerys, because you know she's a badass. But I don't know. I think she would be a fan of it.
I don't know if you can hear my dog barking in the background, but you've met her before. That's my dog Daenerys, who is running around the apartment. So,
yes.
And she knows I'm talking to you because she's barking right now. Needless to say, without getting into spoilers, not every character makes it all the way to the end of this movie. There's some really cool deaths in the movie, but I'm really curious, when is it an actor's last day on set because their character dies? Do you guys have like a party? Is there like a death day celebration? Like, how do you send them off when they're done?
We didn't really do that this year, did we?
No, not really. I think obviously when anybody raps for the last time, because sometimes you might have already filmed your death and then like your last day is actually like, you know, not the last day, like you're shooting something that precedes it. So you're not necessarily shooting an order, but I think it's just really important generally when you finish on a set that, you know, the production likes to say like, congratulations, like that's a picture wrap on, you know, and sort of just mark the moment of like you've given us, you've contributed and it's now over and we like thank you, like it's you know, and I think that happens, you know, sometimes it doesn't always happen because you know
it's just there's so
much going on, but I think we tried.
It's a really nice moment. The AD will be like, and that's picture wrap on, and everyone's like, ooh.
Yeah, I can do it for maybe like 5 seconds, and then I'm like, okay, stop now, okay, bye.
Okay,
and I sort of run out because I get embarrassed. But.
I'm going to cut you guys loose on this. I've had the great pleasure of speaking with actors for really great horror films, including this one. But I've heard a lot of stories about how it affects their lives once the movie is out. Jamie Lee Curtis told me that like every Halloween, people come up to her, they're like, "Oh my God, it's Halloween!" And Linda Blair told me that like she could never ever eat pea soup in public. I'm curious, how do you think this is going to affect how people treat you guys if you go to a wedding? Do you think like when you sit down at the table, everyone's going to kind of like look over at you? Like, how do you think this is going to affect your life moving forward?
I think we're going to be fine.
I think I'll be all right.
I think I'll be all right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most of the weddings I go to are like people I actually know. So I think straight away, we're just kind of cutting out a whole, you know, landscape of...
You might get some dad jokes.
Yeah. Like, and they'll be like, don't throw the candle. You know?
I would be the one telling those jokes, to be completely honest. Like, oh my
sorry,
God.
Nathalie, we don't have rotting food for the wedding dinner. I don't know. No blood on the menu.
Just wait. The movie's not out yet. It's going to happen. And you're going to go, oh my God, he was right. The dude in Chicago was right.
Yeah.
Guys, seriously, I love you. I know you have a very busy day. So seriously, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you.
Oh,
Thank
bless you.
you.
Thank you.
All right,
my
take care,
friend.
guys.
Have a good one, all right?
All right, you too. See you later.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.